bit. Like, I'm not even trying to say the Q50 is some chump change ass car, because it's not, okay? But me not wanting to drive that car, imagine if I had a friend who had a 6-figure fucking car. A house and a car. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about the beer, smoke his ass, nigga talk low. Nigga talk about the beer, smoke his ass, nigga talk low. Now let's be facts.
Hello, everyone. How y'all doing out there? Hope y'all doing good. Just staying safe and what? Staying alive. I hope y'all said it too. Man, I'm over ecstatic right now, man, because I'm not even gonna lie. I wanted to upload something yesterday, but I couldn't. I didn't have no topic, man. So I found something on IG and I'm like, oh, it referred to something that happened like a month ago. I'm like, yo, it's a sign from God, man. I'm not even gonna lie. So, this is something that I wanted to talk about when I first saw it, but I had other topics at the time. I'm like, man, I'll get back to this shit. Like I said, sign from God, man. So y'all gotta hear what was said first. I'll insert the clip. And I pray to God it don't get copyrighted, man. But if it does, you'll know why, okay? So this clip I'm about to insert, if you see it, it didn't get copyrighted, okay?
That's 90% of people I be with from Entitlement. Niggas talking about Meek ain't letting you drive the car. Why would I let you drive my car that costs $400,000 and you don't got $40,000? And why would you want to drive somebody's car that costs $400,000 if you don't got if you don't got $40,000 to your name? You can't get a flat fix, you can't get the rim fix, you can't get the oil change
on that motherfucker costs $3,000.
All my brakes cost $5,000. Niggas be coming to the light, you know, when you got them fast cars and shit, V12, and then get to the light and jam on the brakes. I'm like, yo, bro, don't be jamming on my brakes. That nigga the hood go back. Yeah, Meek was telling me don't jam on his brakes on his car. No, the brakes on his joint $7,000.
Okay. Y'all heard that, right? So, this is a lot right here. I'm not even going front. This is a lot. Okay. So, Meek has some interesting things to say, some interesting words, and I hope y'all understand what he was saying, and I hope y'all know he's not trying to be mean here, okay? Pretty much, a thought I had that I didn't write down is, if Jay-Z or somebody wanted to drive his car, he would let them drive his car. That's not the issue here. So I hope y'all understand what he was trying to say. He was not trying to be mean and not trying to purposely lose any friends. That's not the case. That's not what he was saying here. He just said that, you know, his friends that he grew up with, you know, we all have them and whatnot, they felt entitled to his fortune. They felt entitled to be able to drive his nice ass fucking car, which I'm pretty sure is 6 figures, you know, a house for a car, whatever the case is. And they don't understand that shit. They don't understand the finances that go into that shit, bro. I think that's a thing that a lot of people don't really understand. They think just because this person is a millionaire, multi-millionaire, or whatever the case is, that their money is infinite, or whatever the case is. They think that just because that person has that amount of money, that they're okay with having to spend thousands of dollars for repairs for their car. Unnecessarily, and they have to pay that money, and they wasn't even driving that car. I think that's something they don't understand, okay? So Meek pretty much was saying that he lost a lot of his friends due to entitlement, okay? He said 90%. It seemed like a lot when I first heard that, but I understand, and I firmly believe that shit too. I firmly believe that shit too, because a lot of people who wasn't grinding with you, wasn't supporting you or anything like that, they feel like, cause I know him, I feel like cause I know him, I'm entitled to his shit. Like, I feel like just because I know him, we was raised together, we grew up together, whatever the case is, he got a nice ass car, I'm gonna ask him to drive his car and he's gonna be okay with that. And a thing that I've started to realize too, a lot of the rich people that we know and maybe we look up to, whatever the case is, a lot of them went through that same shit, bro. Pay attention to a lot of what the YouTubers say as they was growing up or whatever the case is. A lot of them lost friends due to the same shit. And my thing is too, and I'll share this shit myself on my social media. If you're not here supporting me from now, like if we know each other personally and you're not here supporting me from now, when I get to where I want to go, don't try to come back in my life then. Because all I'm gonna do and remind you is, you wasn't here supporting me when I was recording in my fucking car. You wasn't here liking my posts and commenting or even messaging me like, I see what you're doing, bro. I appreciate it. Like, if you wasn't there doing that shit from this fucking point right now, when I get to where I want to be, when I get to where I want to go, I'ma forget you. You're gonna be forgettable to me. Real shit. That entitlement shit that Meek and other people, a lot of other rich people go through, I know I'm gonna have to deal with it, of course. But if you wasn't here supporting me, son, you're gonna be dead to me, okay? But let me get back to the topic though. Get back to that topic. He said he wouldn't let a friend drive his $400,000 car. Remember when I said a house for a car? 400 fucking. Just imagine that. Can you fathom that? 400,000 for a vehicle that's gonna depreciate in value. Okay, just imagine that though. But they had that money to spare on a car though. But still, just imagine that. 400,000 for a damn car. He said he wouldn't let them drive it though if they didn't have 40,000. And he's like, why would you even want to drive that car if you don't have 40,000? Just take that knowledge in. Just take that information in, okay? Take it for what it is. He's not being mean. He's not trying to be mean here. He's not trying to say, I don't want nobody driving my car. Like I said, if Jay-Z asked to drive his car, here, take the keys. That's exactly how it would be. That's not what he's saying here at all, okay? I want y'all to understand that shit, okay? And his main point in saying that is, if you crash or anything like that was to happen, you know you wouldn't have the repairs to pay for that shit or to fix it. If you crash in that nice ass car, you gonna look at Meek like, scratching yourself, you nervous, like, how are we gonna pay for this? How are we gonna pay for this, man? And this refers to what made me want to talk about this shit. Cause I just saw today, Boosie, one of his friends, damaged his car and didn't tell him. Imagine that, bro. Your nice ass, he said Maybach truck, no less than 6-figure car. Somebody drives that shit, damages it, and don't even tell you. Why didn't tell him? Y'all know why his friend didn't tell him? Because you don't have the repairs to fix that shit. You see what I'm You see what I'm saying? His friend don't have the money to fix that shit. That's why he didn't tell him. So look, Boosie just lost a friend over that. You see what I'm saying? Oh my god, yo, this is some real shit, bro. This is some real shit. Now, it was mentioned that the oil change is $3,000. Yo, oil change is like 15-20 minutes, if that. $3,000, bro. 3,000, and that's probably takes a special type of mechanic too, a special type of oil too, not the regular synthetic oil that you put in your everyday car. It's not that. $3,000 for that shit. The brakes on the car cost $5,000. Just imagine that shit, bro. You screw up the brakes on a V12 6-figure car, you gotta pay $5,000 for that shit. $5,000 for that shit. I had to fix the brakes on this car one time. It was like 100 something. 100 something, 5,000. The 5,000, that shit is up here. 100, like, oh my god. Just imagine that though. 3,000 for an oil change, 5,000 to fix the brakes. That's almost unimaginable, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But just try to imagine it. That's what I'm gonna say. Try to imagine that shit. And try to drive that person's car with that information in the back of your mind, okay? Just try. I wouldn't be able to. I'm not even gonna lie, I would not be able to. And this topic is a little personal for me, okay? So this car I have right now is a 2004 Honda Accord EX model, okay? The EX part is not really necessary. I just wanted to say that. But I had it for 4 years now, okay? We in 2022 now. I had this for 4 years. I had this shit for 4 years. My baby, okay? So when I first got it though, I wasn't comfortable letting other people drive that shit. I was not comfortable with that. And you know, it's personal shit for me, okay? Family members are thinking I'm mean, or it's not about that, bro. It's not about being mean. It's just about thinking about it logically. If they damage this shit, would they be able to pay for the repair? That's all it is. That's all it is. And for y'all out there who's watching this, if you made it to this and to this point of the video, if you have a friend who don't want to let you drive his car, they're not being mean. It's not that they're trying to be mean or anything like that. Some of them may be, okay, but they have that mindset. They know how much the repairs cost for their car. They know that. And that's always going to be in the back of their mind, like, okay, if I let him drive my car and he scrapes it, damages it, or whatever the case is, would he be able to pay for the repairs? And if you know personally that you wouldn't be able to pay for the repairs, you shouldn't even want to drive that person's car. You see what I'm saying? That's some real shit right there, bro. Because another thing too, I do look up car reviews sometimes. Them 6-figure cars, there's nothing in there that's like $100 worth of repair. There's nothing in that 6-figure car that you could pay $100 to repair. Nothing. Like maybe the window switch, you know, if you break that shit, maybe that's $100 to repair. Maybe. But other than that, everything else is gonna be a few hundred or thousands of dollars to repair. So if you had that information in the back of your mind, how would you even feel comfortable driving that person's car knowing you can't repair that shit? Cars are not cheap shit, bro. Cars are really expensive. Even an old ass car is gonna cost you some money if you have to repair that shit, okay? Now, another thing too, just this last little personal thing I wanted to bring out about this car at least. I had to pay for the front bumper about like 4 or 5 times since I got this shit. The last time I paid for it, it was $500 to get a new front bumper and to paint it the same color. $500, bro. Like I said, imagine that shit. And for y'all out there who want to drive your friend's car, just imagine that information in your head before you start driving it. And I had a friend, right? He got a Q50, Infiniti Q50, okay? He wanted me to drive it. I know, because he had just got it. You know, you don't show up to your friends and whatnot. He wanted me to drive it. I was like, nah. I had to tell him no. I wasn't comfortable with that shit. And around the time, I didn't know how much the repairs cost for that shit. All I knew is that if I was to screw this up, I knew I wouldn't have the money to pay for any repairs for that shit. And I'm just imagining that shit. That shit would have been like $800, just hypothetical, to pay for the front bump on that shit. Probably would have been like $800 to repair. I knew I wouldn't have the money to pay for a repair on that car, and I will always have that mentality going forward. If I know I can't afford this car or any repair for this car, I'm not gonna drive it. I'm not gonna drive it. I'm just being logical. I hope that person is not mad at me for not wanting to drive their car. I hope that's not the case. But just knowing that, I'm not gonna feel comfortable driving that shit. That's all it is. It's nothing to be mean about, nothing to feel entitled about, nothing to feel like you're lesser than that person or you're greater than that person, whatever the case is. It's not that. You don't have the money to pay for the repairs. You shouldn't even feel comfortable driving that person's car. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing is this too, like, the entitlement shit, like I felt a little emotional about before I started recording, cause I'm like, I know this shit that I'm gonna have to deal with in the long run, but that entitlement shit, y'all gotta get away from that shit. Like, and leave it in the comment section. Honestly, I hope no one does, cause if you do, that means you feel entitled to someone else's shit, but you shouldn't. You shouldn't. My whole thing is, if I had a friend that had a Rolls Royce or something like that, I'm never gonna drive it. That shit is never leaving that parking spot. All I would need to do is sit down in that fucking driver's seat and get the motivation. That's it. That's all I would want from that shit. That's the only experience I would want. That entitlement shit, that shit gotta go. I'm not even gonna lie. That entitlement shit, that's a reason to cut somebody off. That entitlement shit, bro, that is a reason to cut somebody off. No funny shit. That's what I realized. Like, a lot of them rich people who don't want to go back to their hood, that's why. them people around them who they grew up with, who's still in the same situation, they gonna feel entitled. Like, Meek Mill not letting me drive his car. That's not the case, bro. You can't afford the repairs on someone's car. You shouldn't want to drive it. It's straight and simple as that. It's sad and unfortunate that you have to lose friends because they feel entitled to your shit. They feel like, oh, I know him. I knew him growing up. Oh, so he's gonna let me drive his car. Nah, bro. You lost me there. This was a little personal for me. I'm not even gonna lie. Let me know what y'all think, man. All of them people who's grinding out there, just know that this is the type of shit you will have to deal with. Trust me, every other YouTuber said the same thing. Every one of them said the same thing. All them rich people who lost friends, it's why. This is a big reason why. Let me know what y'all think, man. This was a little personal for me. I'm not even gonna lie. If you made it to the end of the video, I really genuinely appreciate that shit. Comment. Okay, if you made it to the end of this video, okay, comment down below. I don't feel entitled because I'm grinding to get that nice thing too, or something along those lines. That's just to let me know that you made it to the end of the video. Like I said, I really appreciate it. Yo, I'm happy. I'm not even gonna lie. It's topics like this, I'm really glad I started my YouTube channel, just to get thoughts out there. If you made it to the end, I really appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. More videos coming soon, man.